Hey there, bud. Welcome to another episode of Three Toe Customs. I'm your host with the most, Three Toe Joe. If you didn't know, well, now you know. What do we got going on today? Well, today we're going to be continuing work on Project Black Cobra here. That's right, our 2022 Razor 1000 XP. We dubbed her Project Black Cobra. If for those of you guys that don't remember, this is kind of the theme we're going for here. So, yeah, basically black snake head kind of look, with red highlights. So that's exactly what we're going to be doing here on the machine today. We're going to be adding rock lights for the red highlights because, well, they look cool, and why not? It works good with the theme. So basically I had a set here. It doesn't cost me anything. So we're going to get this installed. We'll go over the install a little bit, but I already covered most of that in a previous video on my Razor 900. So we'll just skim through some of the more important stuff, and then we'll keep moving along real quick here so we don't drag this video out too long. But can't wait to see what this is going to look like all lit up in red. Nice. Alright, so basically once you have your hood off, you have clear access to everything behind here, your little switch pieces here, which is pretty nice because it looks like you just have to clip those out to put in your new switch. So basically on the Polaris Razor, they already had wire running up to my bus bar here, so I have full power here, which is really nice because this is where we're going to be grabbing our power from here, and I'll show you guys that here in just a second once we get our wires all figured out, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so now it's time to start wiring up, install our switch, which is going to be pretty easy. So if you're lucky like me, basically you've got one of these switches, LED rocker switches. You can find them anywhere, Amazon and eBay. And they actually came with a wiring diagram and some pre-assembled wires for you, which is always nice. So just going to go over this real quick in case you get something like this and it didn't come with instructions. At least it'll give you an idea down the road what you're getting into. So basically your two top pins, your number 7, number 8, those are your ground wires. So they already give you, basically this is what you're aiming for, a 2-into-1 here. So if you have to do it yourself, basically you're putting 2 wires into 1 wire just for a ground, right? Then after that, it gets a little bit trickier because here in the kit, they give me a pre-assembled pieces of 2-wire, which I'm probably going to have to cut and use separately because what'll happen here is if I use a constant 12-volt power source, which is what I'm going to do to run the lights so that I can use them whenever I want, even if the machine's not running or something like that. What'll happen is I'll always have the little light on here, and that'll basically drain the battery, which you don't want that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate these. I'll have my constant 12-volt coming in to the first one here, the number 2 pin, which should be locked to the load wire, which is your last bottom one, which is your little single red wire. That'll be the power going to your lights or whatever it is you're hooking up. And I should also note that it's always a good idea to put an inline 10-amp fuse at least, just to be on the safe side. I'm pretty sure my rock lights already have that wired onto them, but if they don't, I guess I'll have to get one and wire it on. But yeah, basically that's the only thing is little people get confused and they'll tend to wire a constant 12-volt to the little light here that stays on. Basically when you turn the key on, you want the little light on basically on the dash just so you can see it at night, you know where the switch is, right? But you don't want that on all the time because it will drain your battery. So let's go ahead, we'll get these all plugged in here and then we'll get ready to get wired up. Alright, so there you have it, pretty much all wired in here, ready to give her a test shot. So what I like to do with electronic stuff, especially before I go and I tighten up all my wires and I run everything where it goes, I like to just make sure that it's tested first, just to make sure that way there before I move on to the next step. So like I said, these switches really simple. So basically your number 6 switch, that one there is going to be powered up by a keyed source. So just make sure that you have a keyed power source on that one so your light don't stay on your rocker switch. So if you guys notice here, not sure if you guys can see it, but basically you turn the key on, the light comes on, turn it off, light goes off. And basically the way that I have it, I can use the rock lights because they're hooked to a constant power source. I can use them pretty much anytime I want, even if the key's off. So let's just go ahead, we'll turn them on and make sure we got power like we should. There you go. Nice. It's already set on red. Cool. Awesome. So guess I won't have to try to remember what app I need to use. But anyways, so yeah, just like I said, when your key's off, this light here will stay off. So You know, normally once your key's on, but that's no big deal, right? As long as you're not killing power to the battery. But looks like we're pretty much ready to rock here. So we're gonna run all of our rock lights to the corners and into the grill, and then we'll get everything tightened up, and then we'll go in the dark and give her a test. There you go. Nice. Definitely getting that cool factor now. Sweet. So at least I have 5 lights I was able to do in the grill, which works actually pretty good. And did the 4 corners. Worked out pretty good. Gives quite a bit of light out around. Anyways, if you're out with your buddies at night, you can see. Oh, that sucks is I used to have a 6th one before that I could put in the cab, but since I'm missing a light, that's the one I had to sacrifice. Besides that though, looks pretty good. It's already set to red, so I don't even got to mess around with the settings or anything like that, because red is what I wanted. So perfect. Nice. All right, so there you have it. Project Black Cobra has reached a new phase in the theme that we're going for here. So we finally got our red rock lights installed, which is nice because they were already pretty set to red. So nice. I didn't have to download no apps or anything because I just want red anyway. So works perfect. But no, like I said, installing rock lights, no big deal. Everything's there for you. It's just a matter of running the wires through and then, you know, cleaning them all up at the end. You know, there's a nice compartment here under the Razor 1000 XP where I was able to roll up all my wires, zip tie them, stash them in there. They're all nice and out of the way, and everything works good. So with that said, you know, if you want to see more content like this, smash the subscribe and notification button. Really goes a long way towards helping me build my channel. But for now, I got me some work to do. So y'all keep the shiny side up and all 4 on the floor, and we'll catch you on the flip side.